Okay, this is a brief synopsis of the new Missionary scheduling form and subform. This can be accessed from the Foreign Missions ribbon in one of two ways, either right here directly by the Missionary scheduling subform button, or you can go into the Missionary form and select Schedule Subform to open that form. It's pretty straightforward. You can see the records here, and if there are any services scheduled already for that, it'll show the pastor's name, date, time, type of event, etc. All of this information is taken from the copy-paste schedule form, which if you haven't seen that, is this button right here. This enables you, by the way, to paste the schedule directly from the website into the database here. It draws on the same data. So anything you paste in here will show up here, and you can see I've got 33 records in this particular case. The beautiful thing here is you can export all this to Excel. It doesn't look like a button, but it is. Go ahead and select that. Yes, replace the file. I'm going to give it a date range, and it'll come up with the all of the scheduled missionaries in that date range, and we're going by the start date, okay, for that date range. It'll show the start date, end date, which, by the way, has been calculated from that previous form. The duration, country of field, and then contact information for the missionary. Now, the event date, event time, and type of event, as well as all these subsequent, is whether there are already existing services scheduled for that missionary in this particular district. So what we can do is take this spreadsheet, and the idea is to be able to use it for pastors in a district or a section to fill in. So what we could do, for example, is we could take all this redundant information and delete it. Okay, and with this duration column, you'll notice that it's either 5, 12, perhaps 19. It's basically 5 plus multiples of 7 for the weeks. This is how many rows we would need for each one for a fill-in schedule. So for example, here 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert rows. So now I can make consecutive days here. I didn't know that I could do that, right? So this is basically ready to be filled in here by pastors. And the way I would recommend doing it is by taking this and making a Google Spreadsheet out of it, which I'll show you in just a second. So we'll do another one of these. I'll take this one. It's 12 days, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Insert rows. Then I'm going to take this guy and fill it down. Okay, and that's ready to be filled in. Pretty easy, right? I'll do one more. One, two, sorry. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and by the way, it should always end on Sunday, and it should start on Tuesday and end on Sunday. Okay, so we can do this for all these. Now, one way you could do this is you could take all this information, and you got some miscellaneous information over here, which isn't really critical, and take all this data, copy it. I can now create a spreadsheet. I'm just going to create a new tab in this existing Google Spreadsheet, and I can paste. I think. There we go. Okay, so now everything is pasted in here. By the way, you can auto size these by clicking in this upper left box here and then hit a separator between columns and double click. Makes it real easy. So now this is basically ready to be filled in. Okay, so we have the name of the missionary, their dates in the district, where they're from, contact information, and ready for all of the pastors to fill in. We could essentially take all these dates here, and we could really copy them here. That's probably went a little bit too far there, but you get the idea. So pastors can go ahead and fill this in. Now, what I like to do is I like to go to here, and I'm going to view, freeze. I'm going to freeze the first top row, and I'm going to view, freeze the first 1, 2, 3, 4 up to column D. Okay, so now I can scroll and I don't lose any of that. I can see what I'm doing essentially. Okay, so now this is really ready to be filled in. Each of the pastors can fill in this information here. We might want to spread this out a little bit so it's a little easier to fill in. But they would essentially fill in this information here when they are requesting a missionary to come. That's the basics. There you have it.